Previously on Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Pretty high level for this, as I typically am. So I'm not surprised. I really should have been not dumb, but at least now I know, I guess. Don't waste my time with Zelda, unless I'm on the Blue Lions. Or the Golden Deer, which I will already have anyways.
And now, back to teaching the Black Eagles.
Hey everybody, Lucky Pikmin 679 here, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. I hate myself for these predictions so damn much! I freaking called that Monica was evil. Granted, it was probably because it was thanks to a little bit of a hint, thanks to the Fire Emblem Hero English Twitter, but god dang, I hate how right I am!
If you must weep, then weep. I shall be here for you.
Well, at least you'll be here to hear myself suffering. Thank you.
It'd be ridiculous to not feel anything after something like that. Go on and let it out. I am here.
Today's... Last one was the worst. Last one was just the worst. We lost Gerald. Freaking lost him. Hey. Brand new day. Now that's gonna heal anything within our emptiness heartbeat. Well, I don't even think I am human anymore. I don't even know what I am. I don't know if I'm a Fellstar, a human, a ghost, a demon. I don't even know anymore. I don't know. But anyways, we have a mission, and we're gonna prepare for it. We'll do all that we can to prepare for it. God, the end of that one sucked!
You gotta keep yourself active during tough times, Professor. Even if it seems impossible. That's how I got through it when I lost my parents. If you need help with anything, just come and see me. Eating and training are my specialties.
Thank you.
I'm not even close to being strong enough. I mean, Gerald was so much stronger than me, but even that's enough. I can't dwell on the past. There's no way to know what my future holds, but I do know one thing. Whatever happens, I have to make my own way in this world. I have to keep pushing so I can grow even stronger.
That's the way to live. Proud of you, Dimitri.
I'm so sorry about what happened to Gerald. No, of course my sorrow is nothing compared to yours. The Knights are even now searching for our enemy's whereabouts. They are to report back the moment they find something. If you desire revenge, Professor, then count me in.
I wish I could recruit you, but I can't. Maybe next round. Next round? What are you talking about? That's enough crap to just explain it to you. You never really explain these things to me anyways. In fact, I even heard some other students say some weird meta crap. What's going on? Just leave me alone. Professor? God, slow down!
Maybe. When I heard that Monica was with the enemy, I was surprised by how unsurprised I was.
Yeah, that was exactly how I felt. Congratulations, you narrowed it down my exact moment when that reveal happened. I knew it was too suspicious to be true.
Something was just off about her. It's hard to explain. That said, whenever she had free time, she was always hanging around with Edelgard. I wonder if Edelgard is also... Oh, I'm sorry. Now I'm paranoid me.
I doubt Edelgard would be involved in any of this. She would have known otherwise. Also, in fact, I think... Whatever... Never mind, not in the mood to discuss it now.
Dark expressions don't suit you, Professor. But well, I'm glad to see you out in the world again. It seems this month will be a quiet one around here. There aren't many knights around to liven things up.
Most of the knights are gone, seeking out the enemy.
Isn't that a bit much? I agree it's important, but is it a good idea to neglect the safety of the monastery?
What do you think, Professor?
It would be a shame if we were invaded.
I agree. We can send some knights after our enemies, but so many? It makes the church seem reckless.
Oh, by the way, yes, I know, there's support. I'll get to them soon. I just don't feel like that. Changing the rules so quickly would be the best case.
Professor? Do you think we'll still be able to graduate if dangerous things keep happening around here? Who even knows? I'm worried. I hope that all the students and professors will be there to celebrate at the graduation ceremony.
I hope so too.
There is no one here who has not heard tales of Gerald's valor. We have suffered a most dear loss.
Yeah, even most dear to me. Me! And I get emotional over the deaths of all video game characters. Come on! I even stopped an entire Let's Play because of one death.
I do not know what the enemy's aim was, but I do know this. After what they have done, we cannot suffer them to live. If there is anything I can do to ensure that justice is brought swiftly, you need only give the word.
Right.
Professor, it seems like you're holding up okay, but I'm worried about Leonie.
Leonie.
She really loved Gerald. I hope she can bounce back.
I hope so too.
I'll say a prayer for Gerald's soul. There's not much else I can do.
There's not much else I can do either. I tried to change things. Look where that got us.
I'm sure you will pull through this, because you're so strong, Professor. Best to stay calm during such tumultuous and upsetting times.
I hope so.
We don't know the nature of our enemies. If we underestimate them, anything could happen.
We should be careful.
Yes, I agree. I don't want to lose you too, sir.
Lucifia. Thanks. Here's an elevator.
For me? I love it!
It's about the only thing I can give you. We are the garden.
It is a shame what happened to Gerald. I am sorry. There are no words. Leave some flowers on his grave for me.
Alright. Where's this grave? I gotta see. Bunny!
Professor? I brought some flowers for Gerald.
Thank you.
It's the least I can do. Sometimes I feel like all I do is run away. Anyway, I'll go lay them out.
Thank you. Just thinking to warm up place and serious memories. Oh. Even that got buried next to my mother, and next to his wife.
I slipped quietly into the vault and rummaged about, looking for anything we might find useful. There is a group of people who want to kill us, after all. What? This is no time for asking permission. I learned long ago that one can ask permission or forgiveness. It is rarely useful to request the former. Still, it appears the knights have already taken everything useful. There were crest-related objects I thought might be worth studying, so there you go again with that stern look. Of course I'll put them back when I'm done, assuming they bear no additional use.
I just... Oof. Like, it hurts, but in this scenario, it actually really hurts. Because it doesn't affect you, it's like... all the characters you've spent time with, they actually hurt with you, because you're a professor. Whether or not you will recruit all of these people or not, you're a professor to one of them at some point or another. And whether or not you go through the Black Eagles, or the Blue Lions, or the Golden Deals, or just doing it all again just for the sake of being... to get to that next route, it hurts. It hurts everyone.
I've sung lyrics lamenting death many times on stage, but when something like this happens in real life, I'm lost. I don't know what to say, but I do know this much. Sir Gerald must have been very proud to have you as his child.
Thank you. I'm gonna talk with everyone before I go on.
I haven't lost a parent yet, so I can't even begin to understand how you must be feeling. But even while you're standing still, the world keeps on moving. I always find that oddly comforting.
Professor, please lend us your ears. Ferdinand is saying impossible things.
I do not see what is impossible about it. Said was that if you want to go back to Brigid, you probably can.
You are
The Empire's guests, so to speak. They cannot afford something bad to happen to you. There would be a diplomatic incident. Someone close to us has turned up dead. So one could argue that you are not safe here anymore.
I am not returning to home until I have grabbed my goal. I will not be listening to the words of Ferdinand.
No, look, I did not mean to pressure you. Apologies for the misunderstanding.
Thanks, guys. You're really helping. Really God.
Professor, I'm so happy to see you. Finally returning to your old self. To see the light in your eyes again is a gift. It inspires me to carry on as well. As you know, the Knights are searching furiously for any trace of the enemies who escaped. I'll inform you immediately if I learn anything relevant.
Alright. Why don't I have any flowers? Alright.
Professor, I'm so glad you're okay, Professor. I was so worried.
Oh, Professor, you must be starving. Mercy and I made some sweets for you. We were thinking that if you were to eat something sweet, it might help you feel better.
Thank you for the thought.
Baking sweets is my specialty. I'm sure they'll do the trick.
Captain Gerald's gone. He's gone. And we'd only just reunited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is even harder on you. But I just can't. I can't believe.
I'm sorry, Leonie. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I never quite know what to say at times like these. Just don't push yourself too hard too soon. It's okay to allow yourself to be sad right now. Losing someone dear to you. Well, each of us is unique, but it's a feeling I know very well. That said, Professor,
Oh no.
Professor, thank you for all you have done for us. Nothing to report today.
Oh my God. Oh my. This is just the right feeling of pain and it hurts! It hurts! It hurts me so much! Oh, except for this cheering music. This cheering music still seems to be back to normal. It didn't make it to sad and not great music. Yeah, sure, that's great. That's Whiplash, alright. That's great Whiplash. Some tasty, Whiplash.
The other night, I had the honor of sharing a drink with Gerald. He was pretty tactless, honestly. He could be blunt at times, but he always looked like such a proud, happy father whenever he spoke of you.
Oh my God. Now just bringing back flashbacks. Thanks, the pain is real. Oh, the music's also changed here too. As well as the gate that never moved, yet somehow it just moves up like it did. I don't think it's ever gonna be fixed.
Not just Tomas, but Monica too. We can't be sure who to trust anymore, can we? Who are these people really? What do they want?
I don't know.
Oh, Goddess, hear my prayer. Please receive this beloved person. When the cold rain washes the body, when the bird and wolf announce the dawn, receive them into your blue blood. Receive them into a twinkling star. That's a morning scripture from the Church of Saros. Lady Rhea taught it to me. I pray that Gerald is happy in the next world.
I need to be out of this church, it's not helping. Here comes the sound of music to punch away at my chest. Yet again.
Professor, how are you holding up? I know how heavily grief weighs upon one's heart. I lost my mother some time ago. It was... Forgive me my moment of weakness.
Even all these years later, I cannot recall that time without feeling the pain as if it were brand new. Just know that I am praying for your mind and your heart to find peace.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hold on. Thank you.
First Tomas, and now Monica. I do have a theory, though I admit it is nothing more than speculation. Both Tomas and Monica have each gone missing at one time or another. It was reported that when Monica returned from her disappearance, she began to act like a completely different person. As if, perhaps, the real Monica had been killed and replaced by an imposter.
Yep.
Thinking of it like that, it is possible that this Solon had been impersonating Tomas for some time. How they managed such a convincing change of appearance, though, I still do not understand.
Magic. Illusion magic? I don't know. Such magic could exist in this world. There are people who can shift into dragons. There are people who can shift into wolves, foxes. You know, such a thing as illusion magic isn't impossible.
I have something rather uncomfortable to discuss.
Oh, I'm already uncomfortable as it is. Do go on.
It's about the weapon that killed Gerald. Will you listen?
I'll listen.
It was a dagger, but I know enough to know it wasn't an ordinary dagger. It wasn't made of iron or steel because, well, because whatever it was, the wound it left wasn't normal. Who could make a blade like that, do you figure?
I don't know. It has to be our enemies, though. It has to be our enemies. Only they would know how to craft such a weapon like that. Just get my sword rank up to B, so I can at least recruit someone. At least someone.
You've lost someone very dear to you. I'm so... You have my sympathy. Manuela and I can take on some of your workload this month.
Thank you.
We can't do all the teaching, but at least we can lighten the load for you.
Thank you.
I've always seen strength in your eyes. I know you'll recover. You're a very strong person.
Thank you. I appreciate doing those again. I feel so weak. I feel so weak without having them around. I don't want the sword. And the library, of course. No, not that. Okay, yes, it was that, apparently.
Monica von Ox. There is nothing suspicious in her past that would suggest this change of character. Her transformation must have something to do with her disappearance last year. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. I wonder who kidnapped her, and why.
She's probably dead.
First Tomas, and now Monica. I am so sorry. The failing was clearly our own. We didn't notice the enemy's invasion. And now Gerald. I apologize. There is nothing I can say to atone for our sins. Professor, please do not let your guard down even among the people of the monastery. There is no way to know where another enemy may be hiding.
Yeah, geez, thanks. That's reassuring. Really makes me not really trustworthy when I go to do that force route. Thanks, guys. Thank you guys so much. I hate everything. Plain.
You have lost your father. Now more than ever, do I understand how very lucky I am that you were able to save me. Professor, I deeply appreciate what you have done. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there is anything at all I can do in return, please tell me, okay?
Alright. Thank you.
I've never been much for condolences. How about a little logic instead? The knights have spread out around Garreg Mach in search of Gerald's murderers. Thus, the monastery's fighting strength is, for the moment at least, depleted. Perhaps that was the enemy's real objective. We should be prepared for further confrontation.
Right. This is story quest. I don't think anything's going to change if I do it now. But I was safe just in case. Oh, you're here. Okay. Well, better you in another place then.
Oh, is something hiding just behind that book?
A small leather bag, and inside it, a ring.
That ring! I have seen it before. Ah, I know. Gerald showed that ring to you beside a grave. Do you recall? He said he wished for you to have that ring one day. That means it's yours.
What for what?
He also said that you should gift that ring to someone special.
Of course I can't see it. It's a dang specific item. How much will it take?
I'm scared. I feel that I don't understand the world. How could something like that happen to Gerald? He was so strong.
I'm really scared. Push through.
You're inspiring, Professor. I'll do my best.
Alright, well I gained a support with someone. That's good. God, it's souring my mood. Much more than a Gato is. Oh good. Look who I can talk to, like, right now. Alright, Swamping. Even though I just visited him soon.
Okay, I've decided on the composition.
Composition?
That's right. The composition for my next Wait, Professor? How long have you been standing there? You haven't been watching me, have you? No, I misspoke. Did I say painting? I meant to say,
You paint?
Well, I've thought for a while that it might be nice to paint the scenery here. The contours of that tree, set against the stark shapes of the faraway peaks. Of course, I only after I've finished my chores. I'd never put my art before my responsibilities. My studies are paramount. I shall always uphold my duties as a student of the Officers' Academy. Whereas art is a hobby of mine, you might say. Everyone has hobbies, right? I'm sure you have one.
Never comes to mind.
Oh, well, perhaps it's different for you, Professor. But it's perfectly normal for people to have hobbies. Reading, for instance, or fishing, or taking midday naps. For me, it's making art. Hobbies are healthy. They're a good way of relieving stress. You might consider taking up a hobby, Professor. Anything to clear your mind. Think about it. It's much easier to focus if you're feeling refreshed. There isn't a rule against hobbies, is there? If you tell me to stop, I'll stop. I shall never again put brush to canvas.
Paint as much as you like.
Really? It's okay for me to paint? Well, I mean, if you're sure. But really, it's nothing more than a little diversion. A frivolous pastime. I think I ought to go back to my quarters now. If it's all the same to you.
Why are you going back there? To see if I can recruit him. Why? Because I can. I gotta have something to cheer me up. Aside from the upcoming sports that I'm gonna read soon.
I'm scared. Ah, Professor, would you consider adding me to your class? I'd also like to talk to you about my future and stuff.
Sure.
Really? You. I'll study and train as hard as I can. Thanks so much.
See? Oh. Can't believe that worked. I'm just an idiot and haven't really gotten up to supports. Which is why I should have been doing the entire freaking time, but again, I'm an idiot.
Get a chance to practice. I know I'm in it.
Helping you up now and trying to recruit you. Oh, wait, my water's in the fridge. You're not in the greatest of minds, are you? I am not. I'm not fine. This ain't fine. I'm not fine. Not fine at all. I'm just not. Oh look, another item I can't give to Hilda. Hooray! Jesus, rough. Well, today is rough because the sad music and just the pain's still fresh. Because you know I'm recording this literally right after the previous one where the sad event happened, and yeah. The best you can do is just make yourself happy.
Shopping took longer than I thought. It's a good thing I had your help, Professor. Looks like we've got everything we came for. Time to head back to the monastery. tell you the truth, I wasn't sure if the money that Knight gave us would be enough. We managed to scrape by, though. I'm glad those shopkeepers were willing to strike a few bargains.
Come on, quite to shopping.
It's one of the few things I'm really good at. I've got a lot of experience living in the city. Money was tight for me, too. At least until Lenato adopted me into his family. Come to think of it, you were originally a mercenary, weren't you? I'm sure you've traveled all over Fodlan. That must have been a pretty different life from regular folks like me.
You're probably right.
It sounds a lot more exciting, though, traveling the world from conflict to conflict. But a mercenary's whole job is fighting, isn't it? Must be a pretty tough way to live.
It was pretty tough.
I believe you. I can imagine. Oh! I had no idea they sold this book around here. I haven't seen this one for ages.
Someone's right there, you know. What's the book?
Lug and the Maiden of Wind. It's a well-known tale of chivalry in Fargus. Lug is the King of Lions. This book is full of his exciting adventures. I've loved this since—
Hey, creep! Don't touch the merch!
Wait, yo, Anna? Not need a fudge?
What the? Somebody catch that thief! Cut him in half like my prices!
Please, calm down, ma'am.
You calm down, kid. If he gets away with that valuable merch, it'll be a huge loss for me.
Here, allow me to compensate you.
Are you sure about that, Ash?
Huh? Are you serious, kid? I mean, no objections over here, but that sounds crazy.
Oh my god, I got to— one look away from you and you're already a few seconds behind. God damn it.
Don't you worry. That thief will be paying me back just as soon as I catch him. Head on back to the monastery, Professor. I'll take care of everything here.
How did you know Dorothea was an orphan?
I hear she buttered up some noble and he enrolled her in the academy.
Does someone like that even belong here?
I suggest ignoring them.
Lynn, don't scare me like that.
You seem less scared than surprised, but that's quibbling, I suppose. As for those two gossips, unimportant. I suggest forgetting all about them and their petty words. Join me for a meal. I've been the target of a lot of gossip, and eating generally makes me feel better.
Don't pretend we're the same. If I could brush it off so easily, I would.
It doesn't seem particularly difficult. Where's the problem? Is this about your pride?
No, not even a little bit.
What then?
Lynn, please just go away. I want to be alone right now.
That's fine. But your life is your own business. It's not something that can be affected by the petty words of a stranger. Sorry. I kept talking, didn't I? I'll stop now.
Please do.
Ah, Linhardt. Reading as studiously as ever, I see. Anything to do with crests?
Reading as studiously as I see. Snooping as usual, I see.
Hello, Professor Hanneman. Actually, this book's about fishing.
I didn't realize you were interested in fishing. What an unexpected discovery. I had heard that you were only interested in crests, to the exclusion of all else. As it were, I had rather thought I could train you as my successor, should we get to know one another better.
I'm sorry to betray your expectations. Truth be told, I've been thinking of giving up on my crest research.
What? Whatever for? Don't tell me you believe fishing to be a more worthwhile pursuit.
No, it's nothing to do with fishing. I adore the subject of crests, but to study them, you have to consult the people who bear them, right? I just don't have the energy for that.
It is an unavoidable hardship, I admit, but the satisfaction of making a real breakthrough is second to none.
I'm sure the satisfaction of catching a fish is pretty great too.
Consider this, child. Luring fish from the depths pales in comparison to untangling the mysteries of a quest. Evidently, you do not. You must have something to work toward in life. The ultimate goal of fishing is to eat the fish. the goal of solving the mysteries of crests is... well, you must find that for yourself. What do you hope to uncover once everything is finally explained? What motivates you to keep digging deeper?
I had never thought about it like that. Perhaps if I did have a goal, I might share your enthusiasm on the subject.
Oh, it turns out that was the tail end of that. Wonderful, great, thanks. So appreciated it.
Hello, Byrne.
Oh no, what did I do this time? Did I offend you? Is this your revenge?
No, not at all. I just want to talk.
If you promise not to resort to violence, I'll do whatever you want.
Byrne, I've just been worried about you, that's all. When I said I was your friend, you ran away, saying something about your father. Remember?
Vaguely?
I know you've lived through some bad times. If you could tell me about it, maybe I could help?
Oh, I don't know.
Please. Your father's not here now. Whatever it is, you're safe to tell me.
All right. My parents told me never to befriend a commoner. They said commoners are scum, and that they'd crush any that tried to come near me.
Hang on, scum? They called me... commoners. They called us scum?
Yeah, but once, a long time ago, I did secretly make friends with one. A boy. When my father found out about him, he disappeared the very next day. I heard he was found beaten half to death. I never saw him again. Since then, I've been terrified of making friends with anyone. Commoners especially.
I never knew that kind of thing really happened. You hear stories, sure, but... Oh, Byrne, I'm so sorry.
Me too.
I'm proud to be your commoner friend.
This is tugging at my heartstrings.
Hey now, relax. There's nothing to bawl about. If your dad tried to beat me up, I'd return the favor and then some.
Return the favor?
When I was in the opera, you better believe I had run-ins with the most wicked, terrible men. I survived kidnappings, attempted murders, all kinds of stuff. But you know what? I broke those guys' arms. Snap! It was a thank you for all the trouble they went through trying to hurt me.
You're incredible, Dorothea.
So, now that you know I can defend myself, can we be friends, Byrne?
All right. Yeah.
Well, at least Bernie's somewhat happy in the end. Me on the end, I'm still grieving inside. What was he doing again? Oh yeah, lost items. No, not that way. I was about to go into the entire Wong direction. Gotta wait for the doors to open. Or excuse me, the game to load. So I gotta go all meta somehow, and they somehow opened automatically. Also great, wonderful, outstanding, amazing. All I did is do nothing, it's just stood there. Oh cool, great, outstanding. Hang on, let me just warp away to another location so I can start our support. And you know, delay us from doing missions evermore. Really, I'm doing this just to get another party member, really. Really, this is all I care about right now.
I thought I heard someone. Are you here to train?
Yes.
Care to train with me? Waving the sword around alone is boring, and I'm tired of crossing swords with worthless opponents. But you seem like a worthy adversary.
Sure, why not?
I've always been interested in your technique. You learned from the former captain of the Knights of Seros, and traveled Fodlan fighting as a mercenary.
Please don't remind me of the former captain!
On top of that, you wield a hero's relic, the legendary Sword of the Creator. Good sparring partners like you don't grow on trees. But know that I will beat you, and I will surpass your strength.
Good luck. Why are you so focused on becoming stronger?
Why? I never really thought about that. I learned to thrust a sword before I learned to write my name.
Wow.
Of course, my upbringing wasn't unique. That's how it is for all children in my country. You're no use if you can't swing a sword, however mighty your crest may be.
I see.
It was the perfect environment for me. I could live free of stodgy values and virtues. Grow strong so you may live, and live to grow stronger. That's what I was taught.
You remind me of myself.
Now I'm intrigued by your fighting style, and by who you really are. But that's enough idle chatter. Take out your sword. My mind is emptied of all but the thrill of the challenge.
One sword class later. One fast travel later. Hey, so listen, I know it's just chatted, but here's a great idea.
Isn't that a...
How about you join me?
People say you're quite skilled. Perhaps if I joined your class, I could watch your sword technique up close. Indeed. I think that's best. I'll transfer to your class then. Don't make me regret it.
Ha! Ha! Well, by taking class members, I'm really aiming to make Duty a bit less of a threat. And so is Claude. Can you be right? Driving deeper conversation with her.
Yeah, okay. I see that.
A physique like mine isn't suited to combat in close quarters, so I think I can... yeah. Why'd you have a sword to begin with? Fine. So I guess I wasted enough. What are you doing?
It's just... I was wondering why it seems as if no one values their own lives. Why do we fight until we die? Why do we kill without hesitation? I hate it. I don't like taking lives, or even the sight of blood. In the last battle, some of the soldiers under my command died for foolish reasons. Those soldiers could have pulled back. Instead, they kept fighting, and were overrun. Am I supposed to be satisfied with the victory alone? Even at the cost of such life?
No, I couldn't be satisfied with that.
Exactly. I don't see the point. Honor? That's a foolish reason to give your life. Glory? Even worse. Just the thought frightens me. I'm not suited for battle, Professor.
There are some fights you can't run from.
I suppose that's the nature of the world, isn't it? Professor, you take the time to lead me and teach me like this every day. Could the reason be that you don't want me to die on the battlefield?
As long as I'm here, I won't let you die.
That's a bold statement, Professor. But for whatever reason, I want to believe you. You really are a strange person, you know?
I really am. Knowing the truth, I really am. Well, actually, a bit of the truth. I don't know the whole truth, but a bit of the truth.
Professor, I wish to ask something of you.
Hmm?
I don't want to kill. I don't want blood on my hands. I just want to lie on my back and soak up the sun filtering down through the trees. And I want you to help me make that a reality.
Alright. Fling.
I cannot stand to see you reduced to this menial task.
Everyone else does it, and I will too. I don't want any special treatment.
I am all for equality, but this is a matter of suitability. An impressive result we've gotten.
We showed remarkable teamwork, much better than we could have achieved with anyone else.
Perfect. A lot of them all had to be Stevers. Look at all that B's. There's only like 2 C pluses and 2 D pluses. There's not a single E. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed.
This is no good. Sing from your diaphragm. Lo. Get it? Lo.
Not sure I should sing with everyone. I'm not great at harmonizing.
Well, you got bonds anyways. That's all that matters, I guess. It's Ria's birthday.
I am grateful.
And I'm still sad. Kinda. I'm never happy.
We've come such a long way. After all, I was only 4 years old when we first met.
From your perfect memory, Lady Edelgard, I expect nothing short of the utmost precision. Do go on.
Please don't mock me with such frivolous praise. I can hardly recall that day.
Forgive me. I suppose I must have been 6 at the time. I have no recollection of it. My earliest memory of you is of when you were injured. I recall being scolded most sternly by my father. "You are Lady Edelgard's servant," he said. "You must protect her with your life."
This voice. What are you trying to do? Something like this?
I had no idea, but House Vestra has served House Fresfelg for generations. Given that, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised.
Indeed. After that, I made certain to accompany you wherever you went. That is, until the incident.
Ah, when my uncle, Lord Arundel, defected to the kingdom and took me with him.
The sensation of loss that overcame me on that day defies all description. It was as horrific as if I'd lost all my limbs. I left the city in a mad rush to rescue you. My father sent soldiers to capture me. I fought them off for 3 days, but they did finally manage it. Of course, I was only 10. I never would have reached Ferdiad.
I've never heard that story before. So there are things you've never told me.
It wasn't important.
That's beside the point. I wish to know these things. If there's anything else you're keeping from me, please tell me at once.
Respectfully, I decline.
Why? It's a simple order. I really must know.
Speaking of your orders, there was a task you gave me earlier which I have yet to carry out. Excuse me.
Bye.
Wait just a moment. I just hope he's not hiding anything too worrisome.
Me too. Yeah, first all this is. I'm granted the end of the golden deal was actually a little bit. Was 2 levels under, but hey, you know, whatever. Bishop. Noonie.
There you are. I was looking for you. I need a favor.
It's only useful for you to ask for help.
Yes, it's an unusual favor. My father sent a messenger. He wants me to return to Fraldarius' territory.
Your father?
Rodriga Shiel Fraldarius, the highest-ranking member of the Fargus nobility. But about the favor. You're familiar with the tragedy of Duskhur, I presume?
I can't recall.
Warriors from Duskhur killed King Lambert of Fargus. After the king's death, public order disintegrated. Bandits continue to raid villages across the kingdom, including those within Fraldarius' territory. My father says he needs my help driving the bandits away.
And you want me to join you?
Precisely. Good guess. Perhaps I shouldn't pull you into this. It stems from my family's failure to secure the region. But honestly, I want to see you in action. I never tire of watching you fight. And it'll be much more interesting for you than the training ground. Or maybe this task, driving off bandits, seems dull to a former mercenary?
I'll join you.
Excellent. While I'm at it, I have a second favor to ask of you.
Oh boy.
Could you recruit more fighters? I bet there will be willing volunteers if you're the one inviting them. I'll set off on my own and meet up with you there.
Alright.
Struggling to defeat some bandits? What a pathetic old man my father is. Some villagers are trapped. Let's help them escape.
Why?
Felix, my son, you finally brought reinforcements.
Let's get finish this being attacked by bandits and get them off the battlefield. This is the commander, so clearly I'm gonna make a beeline towards them. Why? Because I'm a massive idiot. And I'm totally overpowered. I could totally take on these guys.
To work. Silenced.
My turn?
Perhaps... Ready anytime. Who knew?
I will get the victory.
I stand ready.
Hi, welcome to your demise.
Can't get ahead of myself.
Have some wind. Death by wind.
That's my cue.
Experience. Can be used. Okay.
I'll go.
Let us away.
I am Ferdinand von Iron.
Yeah, that's a nice critical. That was a very nice critical. That was a very nice critical of 9 damage. Very nice critical.
I'd rather be napping. If only my research had such results.
Try to keep up! Everything will be fine. Good people of this hamlet, escape while you can.
This is gonna take a while. Alright, it actually never
I will not be stopped.
didn't take it as long as I expected it to be.
Magnificent.
No, it wasn't you, not up with someone else. So it wasn't you, it was probably put into... No, it was Sophia. Right, never mind. Oh me, I'm an idiot. I pay attention clearly. He's abandoned. The fortress is calling in reinforcements. Okay, fine. I guess I can't ignore you. Freaking fine.
Victory.
That should put a stop to their reinforcements.
Okay, fine. I'll play your game. By getting you off. And the god is doing the thing again, which means I'm probably a good thing I'm not doing much of recording for today. This is happening. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Like, I can never fully understand how a god works. It's like, sometimes I want to... On a good day, I can record, but on a bad day, it just can't. It's annoying.
You are not.
Are we done? Not what I was...
Who needs a door key? The door's wide open! Well, whatever, I guess I could just come in from this way. Not that it matters. Although it probably will matter because the individual's trying to go for a freaking death trap over there. Whoever that guy is.
Nobles.
Level up.
Nobles must be strong.
Thanks. He's going right towards the guy! Literally, like, how are you... How come are you just... not notice that there was an opposing bandit, like, right there? Like, I know you could fight, but still, god dang.
I actually won!
So, good, I can somehow shoot through the walls. Managed to even get a critical. Sweet, I guess. So there's a little bit of that problem over there. Honestly, using this game to see conferences, but hey,
So it's you, from the officers.
fun it, I guess.
Thank you for taking such good care of my son. It pains me to trouble you, but I humbly request your assistance in helping to secure the...
Yeah, no problem. I've only recruited it recently, but thank you.
Each battle, a chance to grow. You can't compete with me.
Wow, you would put me in a bind again. Anyways, I must go. I must save this guy.
Another win. The stronghold is ours. No more bandits should come crawling out of here. The stronghold is ours. No more bandits should come crawling out of here.
Yeah, except for, I don't know, the two bandits that are over there. And the bandits that are over here, clearly.
I won't go down so easily.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're in trouble. Here, let me fix that.
Sleep in the dirt. Sleep in the dirt.
Way to go, villager. Way to go. Way to freaking go.
Let's try this.
Oh, you killed him anyways. Good. You should have done that sooner. Regardless, is gonna kill you.
Who knew?
Oh god, go faster! Oh, I could have skipped it the entire time. Oh well.
I'll grow as strong as I can.
That should do it.
Hey.
Chase those ruffians away for good.
Grow as strong as I can.
Thank you so much for your assistance.
Chase those ruffians away for good.
You're not gonna kill all of them. You know, because that was better. That was better.
So much for your assistance.
He says most of the villagers. Yeah, keyword being most. Yeah, sure. Let's do this before the battle truly ends. That villager was an idiot. Surely wasn't into the fray and getting himself killed was a great far way to not let me get all the rewards. I'm just...
We are grateful for your help.
Like, I'm debating on going back and just rewinding all of my efforts just so I can properly plan it out instead of just trying to recruit Hilda, but at this point it's just too much effort at this point. Japan's already come and go. I might as well just stick it out at the end and just use my knowledge from this house to the other two houses and the upcoming fourth round.
I doubt those bandits will stop anytime soon, but at least this village is safe. This village was important to the late king. If we hadn't saved it, I wouldn't have been able to face His Majesty.
How foolish.
Pardon?
We were protecting your subjects, not your ego. I don't give a damn as to whether you can bring yourself to face a dead king.
I will not tolerate such language from you.
I came here to hone my blade into innocent people. I suppose if I had died, you would say the same thing you did after Glenn's death. He died like a true knight. I have nothing more to say. I'm going back.
I'm sorry you had to see that. He's been that way for 4 years now. I don't suppose you'd care to hear about it.
Tell me.
I lost a son in the tragedy of Dusker. Felix's older brother, Glenn.
Oof. Seems like no matter which people I would recruit, there's like dead relatives involved. Strange. Strange, but it's either relatives or just brothers or sisters. God dang, noble life be hard.
To this day, I'm proud of Glenn. He gave his life to protect Prince Dimitri. If he had abandoned His Highness and fled, I don't know that I could have forgiven him. I would have been deeply ashamed. But no one would have been more ashamed than Glenn himself. It was in his nature to be noble and true. As a knight serving the royal family, his duty was to be loyal to the end, even if it meant his life.
Jeez. I hate it right now. I hate it right now.
If he had abandoned that duty and survived the incident, there's no way he could have lived on in peace. Felix can't understand that. He's young and foolish. Of course, I understand his sentiment, to some extent. It all comes down to, well, a difference of opinion.
I understand Felix as well.
So that's how you feel about it. How fortunate Felix is to have met someone like you. There's nothing as heartening as having someone around who really understands you. He's an odd boy, thick-headed in some ways, but he's my son all the same. I'm glad he has you to look after him.
Thank you. And that's where we're going to stop it here, because I got us a giant quick, and it just won't let me do much without having to stop it and wait for it to catch up. So, next time, more Battle Link, and just overall more preparations for the mission at hand. The missions at hand, I should say. See you guys then.